You are watching Luntha television and it's time for news. My name is Helbert. First, let's have a look at our top stories. Catholic Church leader Pope Francis prays for Sudan and Mozambique as Catholic Church attacked. Desperation as hunger hits hard in Malawi. Legislator dares taunts alliance on passport insurance. And in news from elsewhere, Congolese protest against Rwanda in the eastern region of DRC. We have these and more other stories to stay tuned in. Pope Francis urges global leaders to push for peace in Sudan and northern Mozambique, where a Catholic mission was set ablaze. The Catholic Church leader launched that appeal on Sunday after praying the Angelus prayer with pilgrims in St. Peter's Square. The Pope recalled that 10 months have passed since conflict broke out in Sudan, leading to serious humanitarian situation. We have the details.
Pope Francis expressed the sorrow of an escalation in violence affecting vulnerable populations, infrastructure destruction, and widespread insecurity in Mozambique's northern Cabo Delgado region. The Catholic mission of Our Lady of Africa in Mazeze was reportedly set ablaze, with armed assailants destroying the Catholic chapel and homes, as reported by Oliveira Mimo, the administrator of Mozambique's Sechura district. Despite ongoing efforts to end the brutal conflict in Sudan, fighting persists between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces (RSF) since April 2023. The Sudanese military SAF has recently advanced in Omdurman, the twin city of Khartoum, marking the first movement since the conflict began. Reports indicate that the SAF, along with the engineering corps, has joined the clashes in the southern part of the city, where they have been surrounded by the RSF for 10 months. The Sudan conflict has displaced over 25 million people, leaving 8 million in need of humanitarian aid, including 1.6 million who fled to other countries. The UN Secretary General's personal envoy for Sudan, Lamtani Lamamla, has initiated renewed engagement to end the fighting, focusing on strengthening multilateral coordination and collaboration with regional and international partners. The deteriorating situation has negative repercussions on neighboring countries dealing with their own crises, according to the United Nations.
The government says it will continue giving food and non-food items to the households that have been hit hard by hunger in the country. Government spokesperson Moses Kunkuyu has told reporters in Lilongwe this afternoon that a number of partners are still pledging more support to reach to the affected households. Most parts of Malawi are said to have been affected by hunger, forcing people to sleep with an empty stomach. Brad Mwanza reports.
Following the 2023 annual report by the Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee (MVAC) that 4.4 million people will be affected by hunger in the 2023-2024 rainy season, several interventions have been made to reach to the affected households. According to government spokesperson Moses Kunkuyu, who is also Minister of Information and Digitalization, there is a good progress in reaching out to the households, adding that additional maize flour has already been procured and imported from Tanzania and South Africa that will be distributed to 12 districts in the next 3 days. The districts include Mulanje, Chiradzulu, Tiolo, Blantyre, Machinga, Mangochi, Lilongwe, Dowa, Nchisi, Karonga, Mzimba and Chitipa. In terms of cash, about 176,000 households are reported to have been reached so far, with money amounting to 26 billion kwacha in total, with each household receiving 50,000 kwacha per month.
There has been a mobilization of resources, government providing resources for the procurement of maize, but also for the logistics of the same. Other partners coming in to provide cash towards the social cash transfer program, but also the procurement of maize and the distribution. At the moment, I can say confidently that the 50,000 kwachas are now being dispersed to households that are needed. As of now, 26 billion has already been dispersed. In total, we are talking of over 4.3 million individuals that have been reached either through the cash transfers, the 50,000 kwachas, or the 50 kg bags of maize.
On concerns that some beneficiaries are not being reached, Department of Disaster and Management Affairs DODMA Commissioner Charles Kalemba says there is a need to change mindset among the community leaders to ensure that the support reaches to the targeted households. Decrease in maize production and climatic shocks such as disasters have been singled out as some of the main contributing factors to the current hunger crisis. This is Bernard Mwanza.
In the 50th Parliamentary session, Luntha City Southeast Legislator Samuel Suleiman posed a supplementary question to the Ministry of Homeland Security. The vocal legislator told the ministry to tackle passport issues, claiming that the Immigration Department is unable to issue passports currently. Suleimani said this is affecting largely many young Malawians who are seeking job opportunities in Israel. We have the report.
Deputy Speaker Aisha Mambo rejected Samuel Suleiman's input and instructed him to return to his seat, deeming his question to the Ministry of Homeland and Security Affairs as inappropriate. In an interview, Samuel Suleiman, the legislator for Luntha City Southeast, expressed concern about what he perceives as blatant exploitation of Malawians due to the doubling of passport fees. He urged that it is unjust for citizens to pay a substantial amount for what essentially is an A4 paper posing as a passport. Suleiman urged the government to address the passport issue promptly, emphasizing that the A4 documents obtained at immigration offices are only valid in the SADC region.
The only country in the world without passport. And what is happening there, for one to obtain the A4 paper that we have seen circulating, is that there's daylight robbery on Malawians. The passport fee is being doubled or tripled in other cases. You are being told to pay triple the normal passport fee amount for you to obtain an A4 paper. And this has never happened in the history of our country. This is something that government should have rectified a long time ago. We know there was issues to do with the contract, but it has now come to a point where Malawi has no passport books.
In a statement released on 6th February, the Department of Immigration and Citizen Services disclosed a system hack leading to the suspension of passport insurance. This has caused significant challenges for people in traveling and conducting businesses as usual. Reporting for Luntha News, I am Fales Jizombe.
As food becomes scarce in Machingali constituents are turning to their Member of Parliament, Bright Msaka's residents, seeking assistance with pressing issues of limited food availability. Msaka has told us that since November last year, numerous families have faced challenges in making ends meet. Consequently, they have been gathering at his residence with approximately 400 households seeking assistance on a daily basis. Bridget Monoga reports.
Since November, numerous families in Machingali have faced food shortages, relying on promised government interventions. Despite assurance of 6 installments, only one has been delivered. The pledge to provide flour instead of maize remains unfulfilled, leading villagers to seek support at Member of Parliament's residence. Bright Msaka, who is also the DPP's Eastern Region Vice President, says weekly the number seeking help increases, indicating a worsening situation. Though managing on a weekly basis, he said Sunday saw the largest gathering, highlighting the growing desperation due to widespread food scarcity.
From about November, most families have been struggling with shortage of food, and they have been requiring intervention since that time. To my recollection, they were promised 6 installments of interventions from government. Thus far, only 1 has been delivered. 2-3 weeks ago, we were assured that instead of maize, they'll be given flour, but even that has not arrived.
Agricultural specialist emphasizes that the present food crisis highlights the difficulties experienced by rural communities in Malawi. He suggests a revaluation of strategies by policymakers to guarantee that no Malawi experiences hunger.
It finds itself in a very unfortunate situation, taking into consideration the current challenges with the current production, and also due to the fact that this kind of situation is coming at a time when most households do not have enough food. Most of them, they have now started maybe depending on food handouts, but also accessing maybe maize through the markets.
Each year, from November to March, Malawi undergoes a period of food scarcity. Nonetheless, this year's hunger crisis seems to affect a greater number of families than the 4.4 million reported in.
Welcome to Share World University. Enroll with us for our January to June 2024 intake. We are accredited by the National Council of Higher Education in Che, and we offer undergraduate and postgraduate programs at an affordable cost. Entry requirements for undergraduate degrees are MSCE or IGSCE with 6 credits including mathematics and English, and for postgraduate, entry requirements include a bachelor's degree in a relevant field of work. We also offer professional diploma courses for ABMA, ABE and ICAM, including the bridging course for those with 4 to 5 credits. The requirement for diploma courses is an MSCE. For inquiries, please call 0994 530 245 0993 723 578 0999 262 467 and 0881 843 141, or email us at registrar@shareworlduniversity.ac.mw or info@shareworlduniversity.ac.mw. Enroll with us today at Share World University. Sharing with others, culturally correct.
Welcome back. Now let's have a look at our top stories once more before we proceed. Catholic Church leader Pope Francis prays for Sudan and Mozambique as Catholic Church attacked. Desperation as hunger hits hard in Malawi. Legislator dares taunts alliance on passport insurance. And in news from elsewhere, Congolese protest against Rwanda in the eastern region of DRC. And now in business news, drivers seeking a comfortable and adventurous yet secure journey in the country now have a top option with the debut of a new double cabin jack on the market. The sales and marketing manager of Mike Appeal and Gato Limited, Mike Appeal, mentions that the vehicle is designed for durability and is tailored to fit within Malawi's economic landscape. The Jack T8, a 4x4 model, comes with a 5-year or 100,000 kilometer warranty, instilling confidence in the company to capture at least 20% of the country's market. Robert Edward reports.
The Jack brand's new T8 double cabin featuring a 2-liter 4x4 engine is being hailed as groundbreaking vehicle suitable for off-road adventures, luxury and office use. Launched in Malawi, this vehicle boasts remarkable fuel efficiency at 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers and includes security features like reverse camera. Assembled by Volkswagen and Jack, the T8 is distributed by Mike Up and Gato Limited in the country. According to Lawrence Likoswe, the sales and marketing manager, this vehicle is one of the most affordable in its class.
It's got parking sensors, reverse cameras. Yeah, these are some of the things that makes the car very convenient and comfortable. Actually, this car has been built to last. Yeah, just to give you an idea on how we are letting this car to be one of the robust vehicles. It's got a very good size steps which you can take it to any terrain. Yeah, it's a true 4x4 shift on the front. It's got a rear steel bumper. Yeah, which in most of the vehicles they will come as accessories, but these things are coming standard.
Priced between 80 to 99 million kwacha depending on additional accessories, the Jack comes with a 5-year warranty, a first of its kind offer in the country's large car market. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
Now in sports, the Minister of Local Government, Richard Chimwendo, has affirmed the government's dedication to building and restoring stadiums nationwide. He was responding to questions in Parliament where he told legislators that government plans to develop the sports industry. Legislators wanted to know the progress in the opening of Zomba Stadium and government's response to a long-time request of stadium in Katabe. Tandiwe Mzumara with the details.
The uncompleted Zomba Stadium used to be Zomba Community Ground before the government decided to upgrade it to a stadium in 2017. The construction of the stadium has several times caused unrest due to its prolonged time, but according to Chimwendo, they are currently waiting for procurement of remaining materials and the facility will be operational soon. He went on to disclose that it is being done in 3 phases and that soon after the second phase, which will commence soon, the stadium will be partially opened.
Phase 2 for the stadium should be able to open within a few weeks from now. But soon after, we'll start phase 3. Because as I said, the stadium will be partially opened for football and other sporting activities. But construction of other stands and other facilities will continue later on. Because the stadium being built and constructed in Zomba is a city stadium, not just like a district stadium. And therefore we need to make sure that it has all the necessary requirements to host even an international game.
A recent report shows that the first and second phase of the construction of the Zomba Stadium has costed about 4.8 billion Malawi kwacha. Originally, plans were to construct a 5,000-seater stadium, but former President Arthur Peter Mutharika directed that it should accommodate more. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
And now news from elsewhere. And Rwanda demonstrators burned the Western country's flag on Monday in the city of Goma in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, accusing them of supporting Kigali through the M23 rebels. Fighting between the mostly Tutsi M23 rebellion and Congolese government forces has flared in the recent days around the town of Serki, 20 kilometers from Goma in North Kivu province. The DRC, the United Nations, and Western countries say Rwanda is supporting the rebels in a bid to control the vast mineral resources, an allegation Kigali denies. We have the details.
Several dozen demonstrators, some draped in the DRC flag with red bands around their heads, trampled on the flags of the United States, the European Union, France and Poland. The demonstrators, mainly young men, marched from the city center to the road leading to Sake before turning the back. Dozens of soldiers and civilians have reportedly been killed or wounded in the latest fighting, which pushed tens of thousands of civilians towards Goma. On Saturday, the Congolese army accused Rwanda of using drones to attack Goma airport. The demonstration was banned by Goma City Hall but took place peacefully with no clashes between police and army forces. Sporadic fighting was reported at the frontline town of Sake on Monday. A bomb fell at about midday in the Kanduki neighborhood on the town's outskirts, killing a 12-year-old child and injuring 5 civilians, local sources said. 1 person died and 5 others were injured, Joseph Maombi Mubiri, mayor of Central Sake, told AFP by telephone from Goma. He said the bomb came from an area around Sake where the M23 rebels are.
That also concludes our today's news bulletin. But before we go, a reminder of our top stories. Catholic Church leader Pope Francis prays for Sudan and Mozambique as Catholic Church attacked. Desperation as hunger hits hard in Malawi. Legislator dares taunts alliance on passport insurance. And in news from elsewhere, Congolese protest against Rwanda in the eastern region of DRC. My name is Helbert Kaja, and thanks for watching, and it's goodbye for now.